it's your boy Davidoff. Welcome back to Random Reactions. So, I got requested how to shave a beard. I don't know whether that's directed at me to shave, because I don't want to shave. I only trim because it's better with like me with a baby face. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. But I assume someone requested this to subtly hint that I need a shave, but I don't want to shave. But anyway, someone requested shaving tips, how to shave a beard by Gillette. This is good because this is called Random Reactions. We're supposed to react to random things. So this is random. So let's do this.
When it turns from winter to summer, I like to get rid of the old soup catcher.
Right.
Clean shaven. And I'm going to show you how to do that. For me, it's really important to have a large mirror that's clean, doesn't have those little toothpaste specks, and lots of light so I can really see
I don't
my
have
face.
that.
So first,
and this flat is pretty small, so pretty sure that wouldn't fit in the bathroom.
To get it down to a more manageable level. I like to use a facial scrub. That gets all the dead skin.
Yeah, I have that.
Out of my beard. Makes it nice and clean, easier to shave. Then I get some hot water, wash my face, really soak.
I have that also.
Make sure it's nice and soft.
It's good. I've got 2 out of 2 things.
It's going to be much easier. I personally like a shave gel. I
have
all
that.
over. I make sure to get my neck, and I use lots of it, honestly. Well, for me, I think the most important thing is to have a sharp blade.
I have that as well.
And what's great about
I use Gillette, if you don't know.
That tells you when you should probably change the blade.
Don't use it that often.
I usually err on the side of caution and pop in a new blade. Then I start shaving, and the shave order kind of varies. I usually start with the cheeks right here, and then I work my way down.
How you shave.
And you know, sometimes I do my goatee last because if at the last minute I decide not to lose it and it looks good, so I really try to get around here. And then I finish with the goatee, and I think I shave pretty classically. I shave up from the neck and down from the face. Guess I picked it up from watching some commercials or something like that. I was never
I'm watching one right
sort
now.
of what makes sense to me. Make sure not to forget the neck and the little werewolf strands on the side that you know, can kind of scare the ladies. I like to read.
Or what you could do is you could just shave the moustache off, and you'd be Wolverine.
Some little stray hairs.
See, that's elite. Go for a Wolverine look.
I'll use
just put the sideburns.
I'll switch it over. So after my safety pass, I splash some cold water on my face, and then I get some lotion, which is nice and cooling, and I feel which really moisturizes my skin. Beard's gone, ready for summer.
So I've just watched a video. I am a Gillette user who's just to watch a video. Well, just watch the video on Gillette on what I already know. Okay, this is like me learning how to record on a camera. Like, I already know these things. Okay, I don't know why it was requested, but it was requested. So, yeah. Random Reactions. Such a great series.
Well, boys, we did it. The Avengers finally beat Avatar. We're the best, aren't we?
After the re-release.
I joined the Avengers? No way, you're just a stupid Netflix show and we hate you. Yeah, but in some cases, the Netflix shows are arguably higher quality than the movies. Sorry,
that is true.
We can't hear you over
Daredevil's really good. It's better than some of the movies. A lot of the movies.
Even existed. Now die! Let me join in.
Yeah, the Netflix stuff is because of
Mr. Richards, SpiderMan is
Perlmutter, that guy, and Feige.
Yes, please send
Disputes.
Well, if it isn't everyone's favorite webhead.
Hello.
How you doing, Spidey? Well, if I'm being frank, Mr. Richards.
Am I allowed to be frank, by the way?
With the amount of money you're bringing in, PD, you can...
He has the Andrew Garfield look.
Well then.
And his suit as well.
Frankly, I'm not doing so hot. This whole Sony Disney Spider-Man breakup fiasco is really throwing me for a loop. I mean, first I was an Avenger, and then I was the new Iron Man, and now I'm legally neither, and I have to be in that terrible Venom sequel. It's just a lot, sir. I haven't been this upset since that time in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, you mean when Stacy died?
No, I mean when I agreed to make The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Horrible movie.
That was an awful movie.
No, it barely broke 700 million at the box
The
office.
studio ruined it. The studio's fault, it's not the
But I
director's
get what you're
fault.
saying,
Or the actors.
Look, things can seem really scary and confusing right now, but you gotta look at the positives.
Right.
Now that you'll be back with Sony, you can finally be your own man. You know, maybe you can make a movie where you're not just Tony Stark's sidekick even after he's dead. I mean, Wouldn't you like to have a villain whose origin and motivations are actually tied to your character and not just another guy screwed over by Tony Stark?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a point.
Nice.
He has a
And
point.
if you're not spending like 80% of your screen time with people from the MCU, you can finally start developing your supporting cast of pleasant but shallow facsimiles of beloved comic book characters into well-rounded, three-dimensional characters.
Yeah. I guess Ned.
Yeah,
really
but
did
we
just
still
kinda
could
draw
have had,
off
you
the
know,
earth in that last movie.
Spider-Man,
Disney
Deadpool.
still owns,
We need
like,
that
comic
crossover.
TV and most importantly, merchandising rights. So you'll still be around in all the ways that matter to our bottom line. And hey, you're still getting your own ride at Disneyland, and it's right next to the Avengers ride, so it's kind of like you're still an Avenger. That's a better deal than we're giving Hawkeye.
I mean, he is
If you
now.
ask me, things are looking pretty
He's back
good
in.
in the old Spideyverse.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Things really aren't that bad. Wait. No! No! I know what you're doing. You're doing that whole fancy smancy Hollywood talk to make everything sound like it's good, but really, you just want me to do whatever you say. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Richards, but I've seen the online reaction. I've looked
That's
at
kinda
the
how working
petitions,
for someone
I've read
works.
the blog posts. I know what the people want, and they want me back in the MCU. I'm
Most
not
of them.
leaving here
Some didn't
until
want
you
it.
patch things up with Sony and make me an Avenger again.
Wow. Spider-Man, the passion you displayed here today has really moved me.
Really?
Yes. So much so that I'm gonna get on the horn with the head of Sony Pictures and set this whole thing right.
That's amazing.
Basically what happened.
About
Essentially.
6 months ago when we planned this whole charade.
Eh?
What?
Oh,
That wouldn't
Spidey, my
surprise me.
naive little cash cow.
That wouldn't
There never
surprise
was a
me.
breakup. We've had your release date locked with Sony since before Comic-Con. Everything that's happened has just been an elaborate puppet show put on by our marketing department.
So many questions.
It wouldn't surprise
I
me.
guess the most pressing.
If Disney and Sony planned that, or just Disney planned that,
Spider-Man
it
in the
wouldn't surprise me.
spotlight. See, there was some concern internally that with all the new MCU movies and Disney Plus shows in the pipeline, that Spider-Man was going to get lost in the shuffle. So we devised a plan that would keep Spider-Man in the headlines for months without spending a single cent on marketing. Really, it was a stroke of pure genius.
Genius?
Unbelievable.
How was that genius? You just made a bunch of people really mad.
Not mad, Parker. Invested. See, we learned an important lesson from the James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy 3 situation. We already knew that if you take something people love away from them, it'll make them angry. It's obvious.
Right.
What we learned is that if you then give it back to people after enough public outcry, people will feel as though they somehow contributed to what they see as a victory, which increases their personal investment. After rehiring James Gunn, we practically ensured
Wow,
a
this
record
guy's
number of
cunning.
buzz will be firmly planted in theater seats when Guardians 3 opens. And that got us thinking, what if we could take it a step further? Control the narrative from beginning to end. So we had a little chat with Sony and came up with the idea that they'd pretend to stop sharing the Spider-Man movie rights with us. There'd be a breakdown during contract negotiations, deafening silence during D23, rumors of
If this
possible
actually-
reconciliation spattered throughout
Like,
the
obviously there's a
summer,
skit,
until
but
finally
if that was actually a
peace was
real
made,
thing,
Spider-Man was back where he belonged.
it wouldn't
in the
surprise
MCU.
me. Like, if they planned the whole thing.
We created the ultimate soap opera, and the entire world was our middle-aged, emotionally unfulfilled housewife.
That's diabolical. How is that diabolical? Everybody wins.
Sony wins because they finally get the Spider-Man cinematic universe they've always wanted. You win because you remain one of pop culture's most beloved characters.
He's a bit
We
shocked.
win because we make boatloads of money. Audiences win because they feel like they matter. But most importantly, we win because we
Okay,
make
Jeff.
boatloads of money!
No, it won't work. The people are too smart. They'll see right through it.
I think we both know that's not true. I mean, we somehow convinced people that Bruce Banner reconciling with the Hulk by taking an off-screen gamma ray bath was a satisfying conclusion to his 4-film character arc. I think they'll buy this.
I think a lot of people didn't like that, to be fair.
Not if
The
I
whole thing.
expose you first. I'm gonna tell the whole world the truth.
Spidey, Booby, if you keep your mouth shut and let this press release go out tomorrow, you will make millions of your adoring fans happy. But
And millions of
if you tell
dollars.
the truth, you're gonna make people upset. And things that make people upset don't make money. And things that don't make money don't get made.
This guy should be a
Do you
supervillain.
see where I'm going with this?
He could be one of those really smart supervillains in a movie.
It's okay. We'll do what you say.
Well, hey, glad to hear it,
He
Spidey.
seems like one of
Now
those
get out of here, you little scamp.
evil
You've got a big
bosses.
day ahead of you tomorrow. And be sure to eat something, okay? You're looking a little skinny. Janine will validate. Thank you. Bye. Janine, start the search for a live-action Miles Morales. I have a feeling we'll need a new Spider-Man real soon.
Oh dear. They already referenced Miles in Homecoming, so assuming they do more sequels, they probably will introduce him at some point. Because he's a bit more popular now, especially. He's already popular in the comics, but like after Spider-Verse, he's a bit more popular, so he'll eventually get live action. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they planned the whole thing. It wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, if they did, they wouldn't tell Spider-Man. But what I'm sure did happen was, because Tom Holland went to Sony and Disney and properly basically told them to sort it out, that's why they got back together. That's why they worked together again, because Tom persuaded them. He played a big part in it. So that part of the situation was really well played out, because that's probably what happened. Because he probably ranted at them. He probably got them, guys, sit down, make a deal. We want to be in the MCU. But yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right, so this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and goodbye.